Hi there, this is Paradise from Paradise City, bringing you a guide on how to do Utgarde Pinnacle Heroic. As in all my videos, this is a beginner's guide aimed at those who are new to heroics, just to give the basic boss strategies in case there is anything you're unsure of. So, Utgarde Pinnacle. The first boss you're going to encounter is Svala Sorgrave. After she gets transformed into Valkyrie by the Lich King, she will come down and attack. She has three abilities. The first is a standard Sinister Strike, which will deal around 4000 damage to the tank. She will also cast a Flame Bolt Volley, which does minimal damage to the party and should be healed through easily. The main mechanic to this fight is an ability called Ritual of the Sword. Svala will fly up into the air and portal one party member to the centre ledge. She will summon 3 adds that will be holding this party member in place. These adds need to be taken down. You will have approximately 7 seconds to do this. If the adds are not killed within this time, the sword will come down and kill whichever party member has been portaled to the platform. Once all 3 adds are down, the party member can freely move off the platform, which is advisable to do so. After the sword has touched on a hopefully empty platform, Svala will return to the ground, where she can be tanked, and the fight can be resumed. From there, it's just repeat until she is downed. The second boss in this instance is a Magnetor called Gortok Palehoof. It is actually 5 bosses rolled into one. You will start the encounter by using the summoning statue on the right. This is a fairly simple encounter which requires the tank to be able to keep aggro and the healer to stay away of any debuffs that may be on the party. The 4 statues in the room will unfreeze one at a time. The order is random, but they are all pretty much tank and spank fights. The Rhino has 2 abilities, a melee damage attack in the form of Stomp and a charge attack. This will target a random member and leave a damage over time debuff on them. The Worgen just needs to be brought down. It can hit the tank pretty heavy and will use Mortal Strike, which will decrease healing on the tank. He will also enrage at low health, but this shouldn't be a problem. The Germanger is a poison ring that will stay on the ground and can tick for quite high damage. This needs to be dispelled if possible, or just an alert healer if not. The Furblog will cast Chain Lightning and can cast an AoE Fear, and this will also enrage. After the 4 statues are down, Gortok will unfreeze and engage in battle. This is another tank and spank fight. Gortok will cause cone damage to anyone in front of him, so the tank must face him away from the raid. He has a spear throw that will target a random member and leave a dot on them for 2000 every 3 seconds. He has an ability called Withering Roar, which will reduce everyone's health by 500. This will happen every 8 seconds or so, and it will stack, so if it doesn't get taken down quickly, this could result in everyone having very low health in the later stages of a fight. Apart from this, it is a pretty simple tank and spank encounter, so you shouldn't really be having any problems with this. The third boss is Skadi the Ruthless. This is the boss most new groups seem to struggle with, mainly because there are so many ways of doing it and everyone does it their own way, resulting in everyone getting wiped. The way I prefer to do it is just to run to the end of the gauntlet, picking up the adds as I go. Then when I'm up at the far end, it's best just to aggro all the adds and let the group AoE them down. However, as you see in this video, if someone in the group doesn't wait and starts DPSing on the way up, it makes it difficult for everyone else and things don't run as smooth. So once you're at the top end, 2 or 3 mobs will keep spawning as Skadi will be circling the gauntlet and laying down a path of frostfire. This will hit hard if you're in it, so be aware of what side it's coming down on and get out of it as soon as you can. Up to this point you need to be looking out for harpoon mobs. These will drop harpoons which can pick up. These are the mechanic to this fight, and you will need 6 harpoons and use them at the harpoon launchers. It may be best to assign someone to do this to the job before starting the event. Only fire the harpoons when the message tells you Skadi is in range, because they'll just get wasted if not. When Skadi's had 6 harpoons, he will be dismounted and conveniently land next to the group. The tank will need to establish aggro straight away, or Skadi will just make short work of anyone nearby. From this point no more odds will spawn. The tank will need constant healing as Skadi hits high. He has a charge ability that will target a random party member and will also randomly target someone using a whirlwind attack. He can be outrun and needs to be, because this attack can hit pretty hard and will kill you if you stay near it. The 4th and final boss is King Wymeron. After Skadi, this boss is a bit of an anticlimax to be honest, and even the newest of groups shouldn't have much trouble with him. The basic mechanics to this fight are the 4 boats that are around his room. Every 20% health Wymeron loses, he will stun the whole group and make his way to one of the boats. Each boat will give him a unique ability or buff. I'll quickly go over the boat buffs. I'm using the points of view of entering the room. The first left will allow Wymeron to summon 4 adds, which should be AoE'd down. The first right will allow him to cast an AoE Nova, which hits for about 5k damage to anyone in range. The second left will summon an orb type object. This is going to move around the room. It moves slowly, but the tank needs to make sure Wymeron is tanked away from this and no one should be going into it. The second one on the right will just allow him to put a debuff on the tank to make him receive more damage, and this will stack. It's just think of Sunder Armour on steroids for that one. The group need to be watching out for 3 main abilities here. Dark Slash, which will hit the tank and slash his health in half. This needs to be anticipated by the healer. A poison attack dealing around 1k damage per second and reduces healing by 25%. This can be dispelled and should be if possible. Bane, which will catch most people out if they're not aware of what's going on. This is going to deal 6,000 damage to anyone nearby on every attack. DPS really need to stay away when Bane is up. And that's it. Hopefully this guide will have helped some of you, and if you've got any questions, feel free. If you're stuck on any other instances, just check out my channel.